knowing that the opponent and the man that's across from you has that same feeling. So that's what it is.
And Frank, obviously you guys have preached all season long, one game at a time, whatever's right in front of you. But how much do you as a coach in preparation for tomorrow kind of take into account the human nature of understanding, like, it's one game away, this thing is one game away, and allowing maybe for that to be part of your preparation, sort of an understanding of just the mentality, how hard it is to avoid thinking about it?
Well, like you said, all year long, the focus has remained on the task at hand, not on what's going to happen if we execute, and the result has never been at the forefront of our minds. And right now, we're not thinking about that. We're not thinking about tomorrow. We're not thinking about win or lose. Hey, we're thinking about how to guard pick and rolls, how to execute better offensively without turning the basketball over, all those types of things that fall in the bucket of the process and the task at hand, more so than what the result is going to lead if we're able to have success and get one more win.
All right, guys, so let's talk keys to closing out the Heat in Game 5. Brez, we're going to start with you, and you're beginning with LeBron time.
Yeah, I liked Frank's shirt right there. Leave a legacy. Hey, LeBron's already done it many times over the years. I think he's about to leave another one. Back behind in the bubble in Orlando, time to come home. It's been about 3 months. He has actually not had a triple-double yet in this series. He's been an assist or two short in every game. I think he also was rebound short in one of the other games. I smell one coming up. I feel like he is on the brink of a solid Game 5. He can sense a championship, his fourth, right around the corner. It's going to end, and LeBron will get them there.
Speaking of LeBron, your first point, Kevin Ding, you want the Lakers to take care of the basketball, which starts with him.
Absolutely, Allie. And 8 and 6 in the turnover category for LeBron the past 2 games. And that's the kind of stuff that really gets under his skin, especially with the stakes that we're talking about. And I agree with Brez in the sense that LeBron, is going to be totally locked in. And his chances of getting a triple-double, on the assist end are obviously much greater if he takes care of the ball. And he preaches no mistakes in the playoffs. So that's going to be key for me when the Lakers take the court for this one. But not just LeBron. I mean, the whole team has to take care of it. And, the only game that he did win, that Game 3, the Lakers committed 10 first-quarter turnovers, which is more than any finals team has ever committed in the first quarter, basically going back 20 years. So that was an outlier. The Lakers take care of the ball. They have a great chance of winning.
A lot of good nicknames in this series. One who has certainly lived up to his nickname, they call him Jimmy Buckets, and the Lakers have to control him. Yeah,
if there's no Dragic tomorrow, and it sure doesn't seem like there's going to be based on his pregame workout the other night, I think if you stop Jimmy Butler, you're going to win this championship. I think it's that simple. I really like what AD did on him the other night. I want to see more of this. He really kind of flustered him, really annoyed him. Remember, Jimmy had 40 in Game 3. He had 11 in Game 4 in the first quarter, and then they stuck AD on him, and he had 11 combined in those last 3 quarters. AD with a big block shot in the final seconds. There it is right there. And I like to see him kind of pester him a little bit, because if Jimmy Butler is not scoring, I just don't know who will for the Miami Heat.
Does Big Face Coffee live on after the finals?
Good question.
After the bubble?
Yeah, where's he going to go? Is he going to put up a shop somewhere in South Beach? I like to buy a cup, not for $20, but
As our insider, I need you to get those details for Game 5.
I will find out.
Your second point, Kevin Ding. I love this because you're diving into the detail aspect of the game. Free throw battle.
Yeah, Ali, Brez is an analytics wannabe type of guy, so I figure I'll educate him a little bit here.
Please do.
With the 4 factors, some old school analytics.
Okay.
And the Lakers have actually only won 2 of these so far in the series in shooting and rebounding. They've lost turnovers and free throw rate. So free throws is where I'm going here with the next point. You heard Frank Vogel say before the series that keeping the Heat off the line was his #1 priority. Jimmy Butler, as Brez mentioned, that's obviously huge. You can't foul him. But if the Lakers can do that and attack aggressively, especially against a team that is going to be desperate, facing elimination, they're coming. Mm-hmm. You got to come and draw your fouls the other side. And if they do, the Lakers have a great chance in that regard, too.
And no one's going to be more desperate than Jimmy Butler as we continue the conversation, guys, on him, because, Brad, you've talked about it as one of your keys to Game 5, and that is the Lakers' ability to limit Jimmy Butler. They did just that in Game 4, with AD helping to slow down Jimmy Buckets, that coming after his epic 40-point triple-double performance in Game 3. You see it right there, 22, 10, 9. 1 block and 3 steals is still not a bad line.
Yeah. Most NBA guys would take that in the finals.
No doubt. During Heat's media session, Butler spoke about his team's mentality heading into Game 5.
I don't think it's pressure. I think it's just win. Anybody think about going home over here? It's just win. So there is no pressure. We're expected to win. That's our job. It's not win or go home. It's win or win. That's how we think about it. It's whatever it takes to win. I'll play however many minutes. I'll be however tired, but I gotta win. I gotta know me putting my body through all of this, my guys putting their bodies through all of this. It's for something. Being here for 90, however many days, it was for something.
Look, we think it's a really competitive series. We have a purpose of why we're here. We're competing for a title, and it's the first team to 4 wins. There's a lot of different narratives out there. We don't give a S what everybody else thinks. This is everything that we wanted this year, is an opportunity to fight for, compete for a title, and that hasn't changed at all. Through these first games.
On top of the bleeps there, epic Eric Spoelstra moment, there were at least 7 times between Jimmy and Eric that the word win was used. When it comes to the Lakers and the Black Mamba jerseys, that's what they do. They win. They're undefeated. I thought it was a special moment that happened yesterday on the Laker off day. It's been a magical moment watching them rep these uniforms. How cool is it, Kevin Ding, that they decided to wear them for Game 5 and got that approved?
It's poetic, yeah. I mean, I think it's what everybody wants to see. These are not only representative of Kobe, but I mean, they're awesome uniforms. That's why people love them. In 2017, they brought them out originally as the city edition, remember? When teams were supposed to be doing things that represent their city, but they instead chose to honor Kobe, who just had his numbers retired. I mean, the Heat, a month later, did the Miami Vice jerseys, which are also extremely sharp. But these are city jerseys, but Kobe is so big and represents so much to the Lakers that it transcends the city. And I think everybody would love for it to work out. I hope they didn't jinx themselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, great call by the Lakers. They determine when and if they're going to be wearing the Mamba jerseys. And how could it not be tomorrow's game? I mean, it absolutely has to be. We're going to wait for a Game 6? No, this is the time. This is the place to do it, honoring Kobe's legacy in the perfect way. And there's not been a lot of talk about it throughout the playoffs, and I appreciate that. Just kind of waiting for the championship to come. You don't want to put undue pressure on yourself, but now that it's on the doorstep, still don't have to talk much about it. But I do believe that Friday night, if the Lakers win, there's going to be a lot of really touching tributes and thoughts and comments about Kobe Bryant, all the way up from Frank Vogel down to the last player on the bench, who understands the importance that Kobe Bryant has had on this franchise over the years.
Rightfully so. Guys, there's been a lot of talk about the bubble before it all began. And Ding, we may not hear from you again before this is all said and done. So I want to start with you just to get your thoughts. Whoever the eventual champion ends up being out of this series, do they get an asterisk or do they get a gold star next to their name?
Oh, absolutely. It's a gold star. And you ask any player in the bubble, one who was eliminated first round or even, didn't qualify, how difficult it is and how much of a strange world it is. So you earned something different than any other player on a championship team here this year. And not only that, to me, I think what needs to be said is that these guys gave us as a society, as a world, something that really helped us get through a tough time in life. And so absolutely, they served not only themselves, but they served us by going in there and giving us this entertainment and being socially conscious and all these things that they've accomplished. And whoever does win it, they've bonded in a way that even a regular championship team does not. And I think that's what's really going to last over the years.
Yeah, Dane, with you 100%. This is absolutely a Gold Star championship, regardless of who would have won it. And I feel like we've been saying that for a few months now. Once you get a grasp of what they're going through in the bubble, first of all, with the pandemic kind of, forming around the world, and they're just there just to play basketball. I mean, anyone who says it's not a Gold Star doesn't understand the sacrifice from these teams. Both these teams have been there for 90 days almost. I mean, it's crazy. And it's been fun for the players, as much fun as you can have playing basketball almost night after night after night. But there's also been a seriousness to it. And there's so much going on in the world that's so much more important than basketball, that how could this champion not get a Gold Star?
Many of the players, as you guys both have echoed, have said how tough this has been, how difficult it has been. LeBron James, a guy who has seen it all, done it all, heard it all, experienced it all, said it's the toughest of his career. I mean, that right there, exclamation point, Gold Star. Agree with you both. We've got more.